I would say that Clil works. You have to give it a chance, you have to do your research, and you also have to go online and see what other teachers have done. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to say that you don't know how to do something. We all know and we do more and we do better once we start doing research. So once I would say the following, the more you know, the more you grow. And that happens with Clil as well. So I would encourage teachers to use Clil through the method of trying to bring people together and then also trying to make sure that students know that what they're learning in the classroom can also be used outside of the classroom and that they can use that throughout the world. Again, the most appropriate that I see for Clil students is group work. Okay, within that group work, they're able to research, they're able to see. So for example, let's say they want to go to France. They're able to do more research in Paris, Lyon, Nice, wherever they want to go. They're able to go online. They're able to also do research as far as what they want to see. So for example, if they want to see Notre Dame, if they want to see the Champs-Élysées, if they want to see those places, they can go online and they can do research. That brings it closer to them rather than just seeing a picture in the book. They're able to go on YouTube and see videos. They're able to hear people speaking in French talking about that particular place. So I would say group work has to be the best, but also it needs to be something dynamic. What is the goal of group work? Now, we know they're going to be learning more about different parts of France, but what is the actual goal? Is it the language goal? Is it the goal of them actually doing research? So there also needs to be a goal just other than the language goal itself. Are they learning how to do research? Are they learning how to actually listen to the native speak? So what is the actual goal behind the actual activity? So I would tell teachers also, make sure that they do research. If they want to do research, can you give them the necessary tools on how to do research? So I would say group work is the best, as well as finding videos online, bringing in literature, bringing in food if they can. And that way, it's all encompassing when it comes to the actual group work itself. I've also worked in schools, elementary schools, but primary, secondary, bachillerato. I worked in all levels. I can see how it actually works because students are more engaged and they're more interested in the topic that you actually want to teach. So what happens is if you're teaching science, it's nice that you just want to focus on the language and you want to focus on English, but bringing in experiments and actually making or in other words, bringing all of this to life and making it so students are more interested. They're active, they're engaged. It makes it much more interesting in the sense that, for example, in science or in history, you bring in posters, you bring in pictures, you bring in interviews. There are many things that students can see to bring it to life. So once again, I know I've been stressing the fact that we need to bring it to life. But I also want teachers to realize that it can work and to start out small. So as I said before, you Clil a lesson, that's it. Then you move from a lesson to a unit, then you can Clil the entire classroom, but always start small and you will see rewards. In the beginning, the students, there will be some resistance, but students will actually be happy when they're seeing that their language is actually progressing and that they're actually learning a lot more. So I would say, first of all, start small, then look online and see what other teachers have done. What is going on in other countries that's actually working and bring that into the classroom. So I would say, yes, go for it. In the beginning, it'll be a challenge, but the more the teachers stick with it, the more the students stick with it, the better it will be. I would choose the C of cognition and getting students to think, because what I'm seeing, especially at the university where I am, is that students, we're not giving them the tools to actually become critical thinkers. So we need to start bringing in things that actually help them to think in a different way and also to get them to follow instructions. That's what I'm noticing. So if we can get them to teach them how to follow instructions and from there to think critically, but we also must give them the tools to think critically. So for example, I'm dealing a lot with academic articles, we're looking at vocabulary, but we also have to get students to learn to infer the meaning from something based on what the author has said. So for me, it's all about that one C that I want to see, especially at the university level, but especially the primary and secondary bachillerato level, is cognition, to get students to think critically, because we need critical thinking skills, and we also need to teach students how to be good readers, because before you can be a good writer, you have to be a good reader. We have to teach them how to pay attention to the title. We have to teach them how to take notes as they read, because they're just so used to just reading something and then answering lower order thinking questions, like, for example, recall. So Goldilocks and the Three Bears. How many bears? 3. What's the main character's name? Goldilocks. Good, you've understood the story. No, you haven't. So we need to start bringing them into higher order thinking skills, where we get that evaluation, that creation, and that application, rather than just keeping them in the lower order skill range and just making them think that since they know how to answer basic questions, that they actually are understanding and learning. They're learning certain things, but other than that, no. Okay? Now, I would say collaboration is key, because with the content teachers and the language teachers, they have to work together. So, for example, if the content teacher sees that their students having problems with the present simple, okay, then the content teacher can say, can you please review the present simple, because we're doing a reading in history. So there are many things that teachers can do together in order to make sure that students are successful. But there has to be collaboration. There has to be a way of vulnerability as well, to let people know, I don't know it all, I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing to learn.